Aaron always has to lead while he's in his car.
Yeah. It just so happens. What's up, everybody? This is your host, Aaron, for the Pastime Paradise podcast, along with my co-hosts,
Aldrine
And Kai?
And yeah, we're just going to be talking about what we usually talk about, random things.
Things.
I mean, this podcast started off as supposed to be about hobbies and things that we pass our time with, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of morphed over the different episodes about like it's kind of like a nostalgia podcast. It's also kind of music and different ideas, different topics. We also did some around Kauai because like we're from the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We talk about just random things, I guess. That's what the show is about. So if it's your first time, welcome. And if you are one of our Patreon members, like thank you, because we wouldn't still be doing this if not for you guys. So
yeah.
Maybe we would be. we just wouldn't be releasing them to the public. We would just be hanging out on Discord and talking.
Yeah. That's kind of how I think of it, as like it's our weekly excuse to hang out and talk, right? And then we just so happen to be recording it also, and then it's oh, here you go, listen to us just talk for about an hour. So.
And sharing our thoughts on just the random things. So we've done a bunch of music episodes in the past. Like, what were some of the music episodes that we did? Or we did some TV theme songs, and then just some of our favorite music over time. And we'll probably do some cool ones in the future too. But this episode is gonna revolve around sort of a spin-off of that. It's like favorite fictional songs. So songs from fake bands or artists from TV or movies or wherever you
it's weird, right? Because it's like it's real songs, it's out there in the world, you can listen to it, but it's made by like a fictional person, I guess the idea is, right? That's like where the genesis comes from.
So fictional bands, fictional characters that have released songs. So anything in that vein. Who wants to go first?
I have a top three. Top three. Okay,
nice.
Should I just say all three, or do you want me to go one at a time?
Just go for it.
All three. First one, of course, right off the bat, The Beats, Killer Tofu. The Beats, my favorite fictional band ever. If, they get out of Bloatsburg and for some reason did a Hawaii tour, I'd be there with my dark purple Beats jacket and just rocking out to Killer Tofu. I think Killer Tofu is one of the best songs. That, I Need More Allowance, and Where's My Sock? I would just be singing all the songs, man.
So this is from Doug.
From
Nickelodeon's
Nickelodeon's Doug. It is, they are basically like a parody of the Beatles, the Beats. And the show itself has like an obsession with beets. They are nature's candy, apparently. And then I tried it. I'm like, beets are disgusting. Beets are earthy and not sweet at all. But I do like pickled beets. Pickled beets are really good. But just beets in general, it's like, no. And then the next day, I think I'm dying because I'm peeing red. It's not it's not what Doug made it out to be. I remember asking my Filipino parents to like, hey, can I get some beets? And like, the fuck are we gonna do with beets? Like Filipinos don't cook with beets. And my mom didn't really know what to do with it. But it wasn't until later when we went to like Australia and I tried like pickled beets on my burger. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Now pickled beets, good stuff. Second, I don't know if any of you guys were gonna pick this, but I'm gonna pick it first. The Wonders, the Oneaters, That Thing You Do. One of my favorite mockumentary biopic kind of movies in that vein of like how they used to do those VH1, like about the artist kind of stuff. The Wonders, That Thing You Do. We played it for band back in the day, and that's kind of how I knew about the movie and about the song, because it was like super popular back in the day. It must have been like 7th or 8th grade, but the movie That Thing You Do just came out. And the thing is, I didn't even know it was a fake band. I thought it was an actual like biopic. So when I watched it, and there wasn't like internet back in the day that you could just Google. There was internet, but it's not like you could Google up The Wonders or The Oneaters or whatever, and then like, what are their other songs, because I feel like That Thing You Do was the only one that they did,
The Herdsman.
Yeah, the Herdsman. There he goes, riding off to his room, writing a hit song, Alone with My Principles. I love that movie, dude. And then last but not least, of course, I wouldn't be a super fanboy if I didn't include the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee from Bob's Burgers. The Itty Bitty Ditty Committee, you know, Burgers and Fries was their big hit song, and My Burger Buns from the movie. Awesome. Awesome. Two of the best songs in the entire series. Burgers and Fries. Fun fact, so I've done some work over at Bob's Burgers, and when I did the Simpsons theme to Bob's Burgers, it's actually a full-length version of the Simpsons theme that's like Bob's Burgers, or Bobified, they call it, the Bobified Simpsons theme. And in that Simpsons theme, they included the straw sounds from the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee. So it was kind of like I got to jam with the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee. So it was like a dream come true to work alongside with one Gene Belcher, Tina Belcher, and Louise Belcher, and enhance my track. So it was awesome. Thank you to the Belchers, and thank you to the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee.
Yeah, because for people who don't know, the Belchers band, the three kids, and only Gene is playing a keyboard, right, at first.
Yeah.
Tina and Louise are using straws through the cup lids just to make that sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like any of the songs from Bob's Burgers, you know, I would say like check it out because they're all great.
Yeah.
They're all written really well. And what's a band that like re-records the music too? And then they do like killer versions of it.
They do a lot of their stuff like in-house.
There's one band, right, that covers them.
There's a bunch. I know there's, because the Bob's Buskers will actually feature like a bunch of like actual professional bands that do covers of Bob's songs. And I think they're reviving the Bob's Buskers channel. So they've put up a bunch of like new stuff with some like newer artists.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I think the one that I was thinking of though is the band is the National.
Yeah, the National. Yeah, they did the Sailors in Your Mouth. Is that the one that they did?
Yeah. And then did they also do Gravy? What is it called? Gravy?
The Gravy Boat?
Yeah.
The Gravy Boat.
Yeah.
I think that's the same song. That's the same song.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Bad Stuff Happens in the Bathroom. They did a version of that too.
Yeah, the National. Yeah, so that's one of the bands that gets featured on Bob's Buskers. It's pretty cool. Also, shout out to the Tatas and their song David something Dimatopoulos. Derek Dimatopoulos. Second best band in that show is the Tatas. It's Linda Belcher and her sister in their like high school band. So shout out to the Tatas.
Oh yeah.
That episode with the Tatas, it's like kind of an homage to Purple Rain. They go and they perform at like their high school reunion and stuff. So it's actually one of my favorite episodes. And that episode is Purple Rain Union. Bob's is pretty on it with their puns. When I went to Bento Box to go meet up with Lauren Bouchard, so I got to like sit in his office, and Nora, who's the other like producer to Bob's Burgers, and that's kind of like Lauren's right hand, you know, like person. Like Nora is the other half of that amazing duo, and they're like, oh, so you know, like here's like some Bob's Burger stuff, and they gave me like a pin set, and the pin set had like the Tatas on it. I'm like, man, I love this episode. I love the Tatas, and I love that, you know, like that song Derek Dimatopoulos. It's like, really? Is it like a good song? Do you like that song? I'm like, yeah. Like, and I started singing it. They're like, cool. Not like we were trying to fish for compliments, but we wrote that episode and we wrote that song. Thanks. I'm like, hey, nice. They're like, yeah. Do you like other songs? Which other songs do you like? I'm like, are you fishing for more compliments? But it was cool, like being in their office. They're like, hey, we wrote those songs. We're the Tatas. I'm like, that's awesome. So not only did I get to play with the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee, the songwriters for the Tatas. See all the names that are dropped on the floor, Kahai and Aaron?
Yeah.
Dropped them all.
It's too bad you dropped it in front of the person who doesn't care at all about name recognition. Sorry. No.
Oh man, he's cool. Like you're friends with Lauren now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you know
He's
Lauren.
a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah. I like the idea that you're like, what about this song? What about that song? And then you say a song, and then they're like, oh, we didn't write that song. That's okay. You don't have to like that one.
So those are my three made up or movie or show or whatever only like
fictional
bands.
songs.
Yeah, fictional.
Should I go? Because I got one that I'm kind of surprised you didn't mention, Aldrin.
What's that?
Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad.
Ooh, I mean, like I want to give shout outs to people that I worked with. Man, Beck is so good. I love it. Love it.
If people don't know, Beck is manga and anime about a guy joining a band and just what the band goes through. I think it's one of the best band mangas out there. So yeah, definitely check it out.
So good. They're set over on Grateful Sounds, one of the most tear-jerking, beautiful set that I've ever seen in real life. Even like, the actual real sets that I've seen doesn't compare to the Grateful Sound set. This made-up band.
I'm trying to who is the band who did the music for them? I feel bad. Beat Crusaders.
The Beat Crusaders. Yeah. I was made to hit in America.
Yeah. So they did the opening for that show, but then they also wrote the music in the show itself.
Yeah.
And then I think they got the voiceovers from the actual people who voiced the characters too. Koyuki, anyways, for Moon on the Water.
Yeah. Dude, that show is so good. What's your favorite song from Beck or Mongolian Chop Squad?
Yeah. I think I learned Moon on the Water.
But that's a Dying Breed song. What is your favorite Beck song?
So.
See, only real nerds know exactly. That's a Dying Breed song. It's not a Beck song. What's your favorite Beck song?
What is it called? I gotta look it up.
There's Tabasco. There's Spice Up Your Life. There's Sister. See, if you're coming at me, Kahai, you gotta be prepared, baby.
No, the song I like is kind of a weird one. The other song I was thinking about, but then when you said it Beck song, I was like, God damn it, that's not a Beck song either. Follow Me too.
Follow Me
like
is by the dang it. See now
Rocket Boys or something.
Rocket Boys, the Rocket Boys. That was their Beatles.
Yeah. But I think my favorite Beck song is Brainstorm.
Brainstorm. Yeah, it's a good one.
To go from that to another one. One of my favorites probably currently is Bochi the Rock, the band in that. It's called Kesoku Band. So it's like anime again about but it's girls who make a band. And in my opinion, that anime has some of the best performance animation and I don't know, the feeling of performing. And what really makes it feel real to me is they do their first concert and they play a song and the song just sounds off. And it's when you're playing music with people and it's okay, but you can just tell that it's not gelling together, right? People are nervous and things are not going exactly as you want it. And so it's not really coming together. And the crowd kind of watching, they're okay, but I don't know, some of them are I kind of regret coming out to watch them. And it's only when they start playing their second song that they really start to gel, that the crowd is oh, they're actually pretty good. So watching the performance for that show, I think, is my favorite, and the music in general is just great too. So yeah,
there's tons of great anime bands and stuff. I mean, now that you've got me started, dude, Blast from Nana. Have you seen Nana? Dude, Blast, or Black Stones actually, Blast for short. And of course, if you're gonna talk about girl bands, K-On! Is my favorite girl band, anime girl band. K-On! Was so good, dude.
Yeah, because you mentioned Nana, and I haven't watched Nana, but I know the songs from Nana. Yep. And then the other one I know is the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yeah.
And the performance is Only God Knows, right? That's the song from that and their band. The cool thing about Japanese anime too is they'll come up with these fake bands and make these songs, and then they're oh, we're actually putting on a real concert and we're hiring real musicians to play these songs. And for Kesoku, at first they just had the person who sings the song. She sings live in the concert, and they get really good musicians to back her up. But then they found other female musicians in bands in Japan, and then they're you guys should play together and play these songs. And I guess they're just okay, sure, yeah, we'll play this. And so they kind of perform in the same vein. They try and make it seem if the band was actually real, you know?
Yeah, man. So like with Last, I actually covered one of their songs from the movie called Glamorous Sky. It was Mika Nakashima was the person who played Nana in that movie, and she's like an actual J-pop star. She fit that role perfect, and she did a song called Glamorous Sky that I did a cover of. Nakashima Mika, huge fan, because I love like female vocalists with like low voices. Like I love low voice like female vocals, and Nakashima Mika is one of the best J-pop stars to do that, like kind of low voice like J-pop. Because usually when you think J-pop, it's like overly super duper high little kid sounding like female vocals, but Nakashima Mika goes the opposite direction, and it's pretty amazing.
I guess one last one just to say real quick is I don't know, because it's not necessarily a band, but just check out anything Rebecca Sugar writes, right? Like for any shows. It's awesome. It's great music. Aaron, you want to go?
Tell people like where you would find Rebecca Sugar's stuff.
Yeah, she originally started writing for Adventure Time. She wrote the songs that Marceline sings. And then she wrote, or she's the creator behind Steven Universe. So a lot of the Steven Universe songs is songs she wrote. And they're all great.
Yeah, and it's crossover for those of you folks who are fans of ukulele. Like Rebecca Sugar is primarily an ukulele player, and she does some great ukulele stuff.
Yeah, nice.
What about you, Aaron?
I have a couple that I don't necessarily like the songs, but they hold a special place in my heart.
Okay.
So first is there was an episode of The Secret World of Alex Mack, and they formed a band. I think the band's name was Made in Paradise because they lived in Paradise Valley, and so they did a song called Cellophane Friend. So I don't know if you can actually find this on YouTube, but there might be like bootleg copies of it, but it's called Cellophane Friend, and the main character, Alex, is played by this actress Larissa Olenek, and I had like the hugest crush on her when I was in like middle school, and so like I was like a super fan of this show. And I think when Kahai and I were talking about educational books and stuff like that, I brought up the fact that when I was in middle school, I would go to Borders, and there were sort of like, you know, like the Boxcar Children type of books. Like in that section, there were the Secret World of Alex Mack books that would come out, and it was just like sort of like fan fiction, right? It's like non-canon books, like stories about Alex like doing side quest adventures. And so like every time that a new book would come out, I would buy it. So I had like the whole set of these Secret World of Alex Mack books, but it was just because like I had a crush on her, right?
Yeah.
So Larissa was, you know, they filmed, I guess, in LA. And so she was from that California area. And that was right around the time that like the punk scene started coming about. It was like punk and ska. And so there was one year where, do you remember Nickelodeon used to do like the Big Help-a-thon?
Yeah, Big Help.
So there was one year when they did the Big Help-a-thon, which was like an all-day marathon on Nickelodeon that would feature bands and different, basically like trying to get kids to pledge their help hours, right? And so she was on it, and she was like hosting for one of the hours, and she introduced a band called Save Ferris. Which is a ska band from like Orange County. I found out that she was like a big ska fan, and then ever since then I became a fan of ska music. Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess during that time, that's when No Doubt was like really breaking out. I guess somehow the show writers found out that Larissa was into ska, and they wrote this episode specifically for her. So like the song that Made in Paradise plays is called Cellophane Friend, and it's like an obvious ripoff of No Doubt. Like it's like Spiderwebs-ish. Yeah, so if we can find it, we'll put a link in the show notes of it. But
I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Did you find it, Kai?
I think I might have found it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but it's on the Internet Archive, so it's like, you have to look for it.
Yeah. So Larissa can't sing, and it's like, it's pretty bad.
Did that break your heart,
They did the best, no, I mean, like, it was in the time of Nickelodeon before they started hiring kids that could do everything, you know? Like, it wasn't like the Ariana Grande days where, like, we're gonna hire a kid that can act and sing and dance so that, like, later we can spin them out into their own, like, you know, powerhouse of a singer. this was early Nickelodeon where like we're just gonna hire this kid, and if they'll do it, they get the part.
Well, it's like we're hiring a kid who just won't like stare at the camera, right? Or who can act pretty well. So that's the main part.
Yeah, marginally well. And so it was like they did this one episode and they never brought Made in Paradise back ever again. But yeah, when I think about fictional songs, that one just like immediately pops into my head, like comes to mind. So yeah, huge Secret World of Alex Mack fan. But yeah,
so I knew you were a big like Larissa Oleynik fan, but I didn't know that she was the reason why you're a big ska fan.
Yes,
like to me it's blowing my mind right now.
yeah, that's the entire reason why I got into ska was because of that.
I can kind of relate where it's like the whole reason I got into punk music or emo screamo music might have been because of a girl, might have been because I had a crush on a girl. So totally.
Hey, I mean, I played tennis because I had a crush on a girl. Not well, but I played it, and I made a fool of myself for many years because of a crush on a girl.
Yeah, and then you come back and be like, this is a super important thing in my life, and it's all because I really like this girl.
Thank you.
I like the emo music because of Ryan Isaki.
Oh yeah,
he introduced me to Dashboard Confession, and that's like what kind of led me down the road of emo. And then found out that girls actually liked emo music and Dashboard Confessional. Those kind of like emo girls that I was very attracted to.
So it all worked out.
I like that emo aesthetic. So thank you, Ryan Isaki, for giving me the heads up. Like, oh, you should get into this because chicks like this.
Yeah.
Do they like that? And then I'm like, oh dang, they do. And it's the right kind. Like that's my type. I like when they just wear all black and have like eyeliner and wear glasses.
Yep.
And then I married one.
And then you married one.
Yeah. I found out that girls like emo, screamo, punk music, and then I started wearing a hoodie for like 4 years or so. So, yep.
Okay.
Do you have more though, Aaron?
Yeah. I guess my second one, also like not a song that I actually like, but it's from Saved by the Bell. It was like another episode like that where they just did casually put together a band. And so there was a band on Saved by the Bell called Zack Attack, and they did a song called Friends Forever.
That's right. I do remember that episode. That's not a good song.
It's not a good song.
No, but it's a great episode.
Yeah.
That episode's great.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to mention it. Yeah, there was like a period in history where like nowadays they have kid shows, right? Like, and they're starring kids because the level of talent has gone up so much that they can find kids that have talent. But I feel like there was a point in history where we were watching shows and they were starring people who were like high school and in their 20s, and they were marketed as kids shows, but they weren't really like, we had nothing in common with them, but we would watch them. So like I would watch Saved by the Bell, but I wasn't even like close to high school at that point,
And neither was Zach Morris. I think he was like a lot older than he was supposed to be,
like in his 20s, right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of those shows, like they were on and we would watch them. Like I would watch Saved by the Bell all the time, and I couldn't relate to like half the things that they were doing, but I was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do when I go to high school, because like even what was it, Hey Dude on Nickelodeon, that was like another one where like they were all old,
and they're supposed to be like in high school.
And I would watch Hey Dude all the time too, and it's like I'm not even thinking of getting a summer job when I'm in elementary school.
From what I remember, like the episode with Zack Attack, when Zach Morris, like I think he was supposed to play guitar and he wasn't actually like playing. I remember like he didn't know how to play, and I remember that stuck with me. I'm like, wait a minute. That sound is not coming out of that guitar.
It's obvious. Like even as a kid, like it's obvious that this is just a voiceover and like an instrument over, I guess, whatever you would call it. And then my third pick would have to be the Aquabats, like bringing it back to ska. I guess it straddles the line between real and not real because they are a real band that toured and they were a big part of the ska scene. But they would dress up in superhero costumes, and they had like quite the lineup over the years. Like Travis Barker was their drummer at one point.
That's the most famous one, I think.
Yeah. And then later on, they put out a ton of albums, and all of them were great. Like they're sort of like tongue-in-cheek and like really ridiculous songs that they sing.
Yeah.
But eventually, the main guy from the Aquabats, he started the show Yo Gabba Gabba.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that the kids show Yo Gabba Gabba, a lot of the costumed people in Yo Gabba Gabba started off as some of the costumes that they would bring on stage when the Aquabats would perform live, because they were these superheroes that would fight villains and stuff. And so during their live sets, they would be on like Warped Tour and everything, but they would bring like costumed people on stage and they would fight them with their guitars and stuff. But yeah, after Yo Gabba Gabba, they did end up producing a show called the Aquabats Super Show. So you can watch episodes of the Aquabats Super Show too. They did full-on episodes. I think they did multiple seasons of that show. And it's pretty hilarious. It's kind of random. Like, you know, there's a main storyline every episode, but there's also like little vignettes that they would cut to, sort of like Pee-wee's Playhouse-esque. And that was sort of their vibe anyway. But yeah, yeah. The Aquabats, just amazing songwriters, really frivolous songwriters, but like really, really great musicianship as well.
Any particular song?
A lot. I like Red Sweater, is one of my favorites because, yeah, it showcases what it's like to be in elementary school and liking a girl. But yeah, Red Sweater is one of my favorites. I like the song Worms Make Dirt. Yeah. I mean, just listen to any of their stuff and it's just great.
I was gonna say one of my proudest moments as a dad is sitting in a car with my then 7-year-old, and like at the top of our lungs, we're singing Shark Fighter in the car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Elle knows all the lyrics to Shark Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Burger Rain. There is a Aquabats Super Show episode where they feature their song Burger Rain, which is sort of like a play on Purple Rain, but it doesn't sound anything like Purple Rain.
It's the thing though, right? With like even Weird Al, where it's like when you actually deep dive into it, it's like, God damn, this takes a lot of thought into making like such a silly song or something.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the Aquabats, where it's just like, this is actually a lot of work.
Yeah.
The whole thing, right, is a joke. So it's pretty amazing.
It goes deep. There's like backstories on all of the characters, and I'm not too sure, but I want to say that Weird Al made a cameo in one of the Aquabats episodes. I know that John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite, he was definitely in one of the episodes, but they're pretty well connected as far as celebrities, because like it's sort of like this underground band that nobody really knows about, but they know a lot of people, and the people who know appreciate them. So, so Aquabats, I have a bunch more, but those would probably be my most mentionable. Ones.
I looked up Weird Al and Aquabats, and then there's also like another related clip, and I'm pretty sure this is Jack Black in the show.
Oh yeah.
So it's like all of those people, right, where they probably appreciate the show, so they're like, yeah. Or even, I don't know if the Aquabats approached them or they approached the Aquabats and was like, hey, just want to put it out there, if you ever want me on the show, I'll happily jump on, you know.
It's like, hell yeah, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Of course. We'll stop everything and just make it about you right now. I guess I did mention in our movie episode High Fidelity. So at the end of High Fidelity, Jack Black is in his fictional band Barry Jive and the Uptown Five at the very end of that movie, and they sing Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. So yeah.
Was it always supposed to be that? I kind of thought it was supposed to be like no. Because what is his name? He starts a record company, right? And that's the record company opening day or something that Jack Black plays at. But then they also there's like a grunge band, right? Or indie band that is their first, like, they sign.
In High Fidelity?
Yeah.
It's those two kids that were trying to rob the store.
Yeah.
I think they were called My Mom Stole My Wheelchair or something like that. What was it? Yeah.
What a title.
But I think they were just like DJs, right? Like they did like mashups, and that's why they were stealing records, was because they wanted to,
That makes sense. Okay.
It was like kind of a punkish band.
Yeah. Or at least they had had that like vibe, right?
Yeah. Sort of like hip hop punk. Yeah, but two white kids.
Yeah.
White skater kids. Aldrina and I actually went, because like that High Fidelity it was filmed in Chicago. And so Aldrina and I actually went to, what was it?
The record shop.
The record shop that was in that location that they filmed at or something like that.
I forget. Let me go look it up. Because I remember taking a picture of that.
Yeah.
So keep talking. I'll go look it up.
Yeah, so we visited Chicago and I told our friend Ciso, who also was an early ukulele YouTuber, friend of ours. We told him that one of my favorite movies is High Fidelity, and so he brought us by the location for the shop. I think it was the shop that they filmed at.
When I pulled up High Fidelity to get all the links for that episode, I saw that they remade it in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
High Fidelity?
Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like remade, but then it's Zoe Kravitz is the main, like the record store owner instead of,
Yeah, John Cusack.
Yeah.
We went to Reckless Records.
Oh, okay.
In Chicago.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure what the backstory of that was, but it might have been the shop that they closed or something in order to film that movie.
Yeah, either that or like it was based on that record shop.
Yeah.
So either that was the record shop that they filmed at, or the record shop was based on that. Because I think we said it like on Ukulele Underground, and somebody corrected us like that they shot the thing at a
at a different location.
At a different location, but the story itself was based on that.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I forget.
Yeah. No, because like I think High Fidelity, the story was written by Nick Hornby. The book was based in London or something like that. And I think John Cusack read the book, and as he was reading it, he was like, I know where all of these locations are in Chicago. He could picture like, this place, like where he would go to see that basically, or where this would play out in Chicago. And so they kind of relocated. I think it was like him and whoever was the screenwriter for the movie. They just like relocated it to Chicago and made sure that it was okay with the author that they filmed there and set the movie there. But yeah. So it might have been just that in their minds it was Reckless Records or something like that.
That was October 2013.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how long ago. It was 13 years ago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Reckless Records might be that outside, right? Like when they get the outside shot of him going into the record shop. But as soon as he goes indoors, they probably just switch to like an actual set or something, right?
Yeah.
For filming.
Yeah.
Because I see people who are saying like about High Fidelity, and that they used to live right next to Reckless Records and stuff, and they didn't know it was the same. So
yeah, cool. Yeah. But yeah, that's our fictional band, fictional artist and song episode of the Pastime Paradise podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody.
Thank you.
Let us know in the comments, or like email us, or make a little post on Patreon for us so that we can see what are your favorite fictional bands or fictional songs. Because there are like a lot. I guess I could go on even more, but yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking it's like, this is so niche, because when we first brought it up, I was like, who am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
And then when I actually started going, it's like kind of realized like, oh yeah, there actually is a lot,
Yeah, man.
Yeah. My entire life is a lie. I only like fake things.
So as a bonus, my wife has a shirt that is a Clerks reference. So in the movie Clerks, they talk about Jay's cousin, like from Germany, who has a song called Berserker, and his band was Fuck Your Yankee Blue Jeans. So my wife has a shirt that says like the Fuck Your Yankee Blue Jeans World Tour, and on the front it says Berserker, and it's like the guy like singing the song.
Yeah.
And Berserker is the fake song, but like my wife wears it around. But they censor out the F word, in Fuck You Yankee Blue Jeans, but she still wears it out. I'm like, someone's gonna call you out one of these days, because you're going to pick up the kids like, at the elementary school, and you're wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, this is a fake band from a 90s movie. It's like, how far removed do you have to be for? Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, we'll probably put a little more in the bonus episode or the extended PPPod. So for anybody who signs up for our Patreon, you'll get access to all the episodes that we did, extended episodes that we did. Sign up at what is it? Patreon.com/PPPod?
Yep, patreon.com/PPPod.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got it. Look at you.
only the 7th time.
Yeah. The other thing too is for everybody who's a member of Grandies, our Patreon, you can listen to the extended PP cast, PP pods. I don't know what to call it. You can listen to those episodes on Spotify now.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
But then they are exclusive for Patreon members. So check it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Upgrades. Thanks everybody for listening to us ramble, and yeah, we'll catch you next time.